Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about a piece called Prayer of the Matador by an American composer called Joio. This is a really beautiful and atmospheric piece, and I think it will suit pupils who really enjoy exploring lovely colours and expressive feeling on the piano. It's written very much in a Spanish style, and there are two main elements of that which are really clear, which you'll see straight away. One is the element of rhythm, and the other is the kind of melody and harmony inflections that are typically Spanish. The rhythm is based upon a slow dance called the habanera, which you may know from other pieces such as Bizet's Carmen, very well known one there. The rhythm is set up at the beginning in the left hand in a 4-bar introduction. So the rhythm's notated as a dotted rhythm on the first beat and 2 quavers on the second, but I think it's important not to be too over-literal and too metronomic in subdividing the beats, so that it has a kind of natural kind of lilt and slight feeling of flexibility, which keeps it nice and flowing and nice and relaxed as it goes through. In the 5th bar, the right hand enters with a melodic line, which is very, very improvisatory in style, and has lots of little typical Spanish inflections in it. Also, it's very warm and singing, and has to have a kind of long sense of sustained line. That's the first phrase. So you can hear that Spanish feeling in it. And that really comes from the way in which it's built upon the Phrygian mode, which sounds like this. With that flattened second note of the scale, which is the most typical feature of Spanish music. So you can really enjoy that kind of natural kind of freedom that it has. I think again it's very important not to be too over-literal with the note values. They are very precisely notated, but they need to be built into something that feels free and natural at the same time. It's worth talking a little bit about balance and about pedal in this first section, balancing the different layers of texture. So even within the left hand at the beginning, you've got one line which is a little bit more like a melodic line, and then the remaining notes a little bit more in the background, completing that rhythm. And then of course you have the right hand melodic line, which needs to then project on top of that. It's marked espressivo and crescendos very quickly through to mezzo forte. So if you get that nice blend of the different lines, then the texture is clear, but it's also nice and warm. As far as pedalling, what I'd recommend is pedalling generously really through the whole piece. There's none marked on the score, but I think it's really an essential part of the sound word and the style to use pedal quite freely and quite generously. At the beginning I would just keep it relatively simple and just change the pedal with a legato change at the beginning of each bar. Change, change. And then just be careful as you go through the piece that when the right hand has faster moving notes that they aren't smudged by pedals, so you'll probably have to adjust for those places. The second section of the piece starts at bar 19, and here you've got this time the melodies in the left hand and some chords providing accompaniment in the right hand. Here's a little bit of this. The dynamic level here is forte, but I'd be personally rather careful not to overplay forte, but to treat it rather as something warm and intense and rich in sound rather than forceful, given the overall mood of the piece. Again, the left hand is espressivo, and you've got tenuto lines on each of the right hand chords. Here I would again pedal with each beat to go with the right hand harmonies, connecting them together more with the pedal perhaps than with the fingers. It's not so necessary to join each one with finger legato. And also you've got a few repeated notes in the left hand, which maybe the pedal will help to create a legato going through those. Bar 28 is a return of the first section, and it's almost entirely the same as it was the first time round. And then the second section makes a return towards the end of the piece at bar 39, and this time it's an octave lower, so just again be careful about clarity and about balance. It finishes off the piece with a rantando and a diminuendo to a beautiful major chord at the end. So here's the last few bars. So I hope you've enjoyed this little taster of a really wonderfully evocative Spanish style piece of music. Thanks for watching.